Welcome back, everybody, to D5 Questing.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey.
So we're still on our 200-word RPG shenanigans. Today we have special guest Reid. Reid, say hi.
I am a special guest.
Long-time listener to the 200-word RPG show, first-time player.
Sure.
No, Reid, it's good to have you back. It's been a couple episodes.
You were missed.
We've got John, we've got Jakers, we've got me, and H is still
On hiatus.
AWOL.
Something about his wife hosting a bachelorette party, and
Nice. That's what's up.
just kidding.
So
Heyo.
our hearts and thoughts go out to H and his family.
We are sorry you got suckered into it, buddy.
So we're continuing on the march of the. We're gonna go through all 200-word RPGs, all 2,300 of them.
Yeah.
There's more than that, but okay.
I actually made a list. In Excel, there's 2,352, and I did it you click randomize and it randomly generates 10 of them. But then anyways. So we're doing BS Tourguide today. The actual, if you're looking for it on 200-word RPG website, it's a little bit different spelling than BS. BS Tourguide by Ray Visser, rayvisser.itch.io. I don't know what that means. I hope it's okay to say.
Yeah, no. Yes.
E-I-E-I-O.
And he says that this is based on a concept by Nick Visser and Mark DeHaan. So Nick Visser, Mark DeHaan, and especially Ray Visser, thank you for throwing this out there so we can slaughter it to the best of our ability.
Let's try our best.
So 200-word RPG, BS Tourguide. Reid, you want to read it out for us?
Sure. Yeah, let's...
And we'll start counting the words.
Okay, this is a game for 3+ people. The 3+, I think, counts as its own word. One player at a time is the guide, and the rest are tourists. The guide will hold your hand like you're speaking into a microphone. Try to make your voice sound like it's coming from a loudspeaker. Begin the tour by pointing at something everyone can see and declaring a made-up fact about the subject. Invent fake names, places, historical events, etc., or twist real ones in unexpected directions. The more ridiculous and clearly false, the better. So it goes into examples and says, the Niagara Falls were constructed in 1994 as the first attraction of Buffalo Land, a new theme park. And then taking turns, each tourist asks a question about the topic, attempting to derail the guide by introducing a new fact. Is it true that the water was replaced with maple syrup in celebration of the bicentennial? The guide must confirm the tourist question and add or change a detail. Yes, and it took nearly 10 years to clean out the pumps afterward. The tourists vote to determine if the guide's response was satisfactory. If it wasn't, the tourist who asked the question becomes the new guide, continuing the tour with a new interesting fact. Approximately 47 gallons of water tumbled down the falls daily. ... And that's... those are the examples that we have.
That's it. That's 200 words or less. So again, if we decide to use audio from Sirenscape, that's sirenscape.com. Thank you. And if Christy decides to drop some sketches of these places, thank you. So before we hit record, we went to Google Earth and came across the old French Frigate Shoals Airport, somewhere off the coast of Hawaii. For those of you that want to pause this and go to Google Earth to look it up, your longitude latitude is 23 degrees, 52 minutes, 9 seconds north, and 166 degrees, 17 minutes, 8 seconds west.
Or you could just type in the name.
Or you just type in the name, apparently. But we're going to try, and each time we go to a new location, we're going to try and write down the coordinates / name so people can look them up and see where we are. So with that, did
Hold
we
on.
decide?
Well, hold on one second. This episode is also brought to you by Wisdom. It's better to be silent and look wise than open your mouth and prove that you're a bird brain.
Oh, that's
Truer
perfect.
words couldn't be spoken right now.
We failed to do that, Reid, on the last 2 episodes we recorded.
It's true.
That's okay. That's because
See,
I wasn't
that's
here.
how much we missed you. We left your job alone.
So I know that we kind of discussed who should be the first tour guide, but I think we should all roll a raw d20.
Ah, darn. I had some good fun. Oh, that's okay.
15.
Dang it.
13.
10.
We're playing golf, so you go first.
Who got?
I got 18.
No, we'll go with high. I'm fine with that.
Ah,
You
All
won.
right.
You get it. You take it away.
all right. I guess that's how it goes.
We're gonna have some fun with this one.
All right, here.
You know, do a street view anywhere?
I don't know if I'm gonna do the microphone sound. We might add that in post.
Do you have a question? What the heck?
Are you the Swedish chef?
Derby, derby. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our wonderful tour today of the French frigate Shoals Airport. As you'll notice around here, the French frigate Shoals Airport was built roughly about 20 years ago by a lot of helper seals that came in and helped deliver all the sand buckets.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Were the helper seals indentured?
Well, that's a commonly misconception of how we treat our seals. Well, yes, they were born into captivity, and we've raised them, from birth. All of our trainers only use the most kindest of electrical prods to get them to do what we do. Yeah. And as you'll see over here, we have the wonderful blue hue of the land around us. What we figured out happened here was roughly about 10 years ago, UFOs came, and as they electrolyzed the water around here, it actually invigorated the soil to produce the blue hue that you see today.
I heard that it wasn't UFOs, but it was the local governments from around the area. Is that true?
Well, you did hear right, but most people can't generally identify what we say about it. Therefore, we still go with the common moniker of UFO. And it helps other people to feel more comforted that they're not being exposed to things by their own government. Anyways, my apologies. Moving on. As you'll see, we built all these wonderful buildings here on the land, not for people, but for birds to come and crap on all over. We needed to collect all that guano. We needed to collect all that bird droppings to be able to actually produce most of the explosives that we use in the warhead factory about 200 miles south from here.
I got a question.
Mhm.
I hear that the poop was being gathered not for munitions, but it was actually being gathered for facial products for people to use.
Well,
If I've rubbed some of it on my face today, is that a problem?
The thing about that is, yes, well, technically true. That's what it started with, because most of our funding actually came from the large company of French Sinclairs, and they helped us to produce beauty products. We told them that we would help build buildings as a byproduct so that we'd be able to create this landing strip that we have here today.
Well done.
I think it could have been answered better.
That was fun, nonetheless. That was fun.
That was great.
So I think maybe what we do is we just rotate through, and everybody gets to ask a question
Okay.
on the tour, and then we rotate to the next location.
Okay.
How do you guys
we
feel?
can keep doing
So
that.
wait, so we want to stay at the French frigate?
Well, I think we move location.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so I'm gonna push the random button. I'm feeling lucky, and
And see where it takes us.
we apparently are going to the Biblioteca de Catalunya in Spain. So Biblioteca, Biblioteka de Catalunya, Catalunya.
And this is the library of the Catalonia National Library, located in Barcelona, Spain.
Nice.
Great, nice location. Very pretty.
It is.
All right, and who do you think, Jakers, had the most intriguing question?
The most intriguing question.
And that's will be the next tour guide.
Oh man.
Time to pick your favorite.
So where was that again? The Biblioteca. What?
De Catalunya.
Now are we doing the same place? Because I wanted to have a shot at the at the airport.
Oh! I thought we'd go to different locales around the world.
Oh, the entire time? I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, you should have taken our golf rolls, man.
I should have. You're right. That's okay.
Let's see. The indenture. Well, I don't know.
Or we just roll. Roll.
Yeah, let's just roll.
Okay.
Just roll.
2.
14.
That's 16.
Looks like it's John.
And John's doing the Biblioteca.
Yes.
Get ready for the Library of Catalunya.
Catalunyas.
I'm sure we're butchering that, and I'm very sorry for everyone in all of our Spain listeners.
We are going to get so many emails out of this.
We actually even have like one of the head librarians who actually listens to our podcast.
Yeah. So.
Fun fact. We actually have the head.
As they say. Then this is right next to Jardins del Dr. Fleming, which is temporarily closed due to the pandemic.
Okay, so all right,
Okay,
John.
well, I'd like to welcome everybody out to look at the sites today. And as we walk around the building here, you can see all the buildings that were imported from Russia, and they are quite beautiful in this rustic setting. Now, if you look across the street, you can see open bar saloons from the 1700s.
Wait, I have a question about the buildings imported from Russia. Is it true that these buildings, were they really from Russia? I heard from a friend that, it wasn't Russia per se, but more Ukraine, that type area.
Well, it depends on what time of period you're talking about, but yeah, they were actually from Russia because back when the USSR was all in one state, that's where these actually come from. So you are correct, but you also got to take in consideration that that's when the USSR was still in one giant nation, and yeah, so that's these came from Russia.
Oh.
Yeah, a little piece of information for you. Thank you for asking. So, as most people know that these are modern streets, but underneath the streets, what they don't realize is that's where the penguins and lions can swim freely.
I was wondering, and I heard
yes, sir.
that the Necronomicon was housed here.
Oh, it was for a very short time. Before the filming of a big movie, Something of Darkness. I can't remember what it was called. Yes, it was
Something
held
of
here.
Darkness was the name of the movie.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, so we held it for a short time. We had some viewings here. You're allowed to come and take pictures. It was a wonderful piece to have here. During the few short moments it was here, we had really strange clouds that formed over top of the area. And we had some, well, I guess you'd call it like blood droplets that fell from the sky. Oh, it was almost like it was raining fire because, yeah, they were burning. So, yeah, it was here for a short time. Thank you for asking. So, as we continue the tour, if you look over and you can see the seafront, we'll go to the edge of the wharf here. And, yeah, you can see the mighty battleships that have sunk off the coast here. And that's where they decide to have their polo games in the winter. So you can go and swim right out there. It's 87 degrees, nice and warm. And, yeah, they hit that little ball back and forth over the net. And
Excuse me. Before I came here, I was looking at Google Earth, and I saw that there was a whole bunch of other structures surrounding the biblioteca. And as you pointed out, we can just look right over to the wharf. What happened to all these other buildings that used to be here? I was surprised when we were flying overhead not to see them. But what happened, and how did the biblioteca survive whatever it was?
Well, you see, the structures at the time were not made with steel interiors at all. And so what happened to the buildings is the strong winds actually blew so hard, all the sand blasted them down to nothing. Now, the reason why the biblioteca is still standing at this time is because it had a steel structure inside in the walls, and all we had to do was rebuild it with sand and mortar, and we were able to repaint it back to the original structure. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for asking.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
Wow.
I never knew you could paint the structure back.
Paint the structure right back to its original.
Wow, that's just outstanding.
We are in Spain, after all.
When in Spain. Okay.
Well done. Well done.
I don't even think it got as far as you wanted to on the tour.
I was like, I had to zoom out. I was like, where?
What the heck?
What are you talking about?
I thought he went back to the airport.
Like, we're in the middle of the city, dude.
I know.
That's what I thought. Look at all the wharf. What wharf?
Man, if there's lions and penguins swimming in the sewer, I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't know why no one commented on that.
Because I was trying to derail, man.
All right. Who wants to hit the random
Randomizer?
Yeah.
Go
Reid.
ahead.
Where do you push where's that at?
There's a little dice that says I'm feeling lucky on the left.
In Google?
I'll do it.
You go ahead, because I can't find it.
Oh, here you go. This will work out.
Yeah.
I never do those ones. So.
We're going to Lake Osiak.
I wonder how that's said in Austrian.
I think it's Osiak.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how do you spell that?
Lake
Yep.
Ossiach. This is a lake in Austria.
Uh-huh.
Are you writing these places down?
I wrote down I didn't catch the name of the first one.
Okay.
And this is how you pronounce it in, this is how it's said in Austrian. Osiachersee.
Osiachersee. It's a C.
See, Osiachersee.
Oh, dear. Because I realize I'm going to have to put these in the description.
Spitza. Yeah, I got the Biblioteca de Catalunya.
Okay. So, Jacob and Reid.
Yes.
Roll for it.
Where are we going to start this tour at?
Wherever in the sea. I think you and I roll. Whoever gets the higher gets to decide the tour.
All right.
Ocho.
20.
Nat 20. So you...
Where do we start in this wonderful adventure?
Let me back out.
The Offenburg Landerstone?
Let me back out again.
Schönfeldsiedlung?
The
Düsseldorf?
Frendorf Tour.
We're
We are butchering the... I feel like we're so ignorant.
totally.
Oh, Annenheim. That's what Disneyland is.
Say.
We'll just say it how we would pronounce it usually.
Anaheim.
Right?
This is where the fake Disneyland is. Welcome to
Bodensdorf. We're going to start in Bodensdorf.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Right there.
Bodensdorf. Right off to the side there where you can see the lake.
Which is great because that's where my hotel is actually here. So
we're doing a tour of the entire Bodensdorf. Of the historical district.
Oh, yes. Okay. The historical district. Okay. Starting on the street there.
Okay, get us there. Here we go.
Sorry, I was writing down the coordinates. Coordinates. That's coordinates in Spanish.
Oh, good. All right, so
Bodensdorf.
all right. Were you close to? That doesn't matter really. Okay. Fru Hans Blasch?
Vereinshausblaska.
All right. So we're going to go about Bodensdorf here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready?
All right, welcome y'all to the Bollensdorf Resort. Now, how many of you been here by show of hand? About 20 of you. Okay, perfect. So, you all can leave. The rest of you, please stay with me as we continue our tour guide. Now, as you see over the lake here, you see these mountains over here? Now, they were formed not by volcanoes, but by whirlwinds. It's amazing, I'll tell you that much. Now, as we continue our tour guide across, we're going to go down the street here. You notice all these buildings off to our side.
Excuse me.
Yes. You, the short one with the hand.
Thank you. Yes, that's me. I heard, this is what we were hoping to see, that annually there's the annual werewolf run, where at least 5 children are sacrificed every day during that period.
Where
does that happen?
That actually happens right here. I'm glad you brought that up, but that won't happen until tonight. See, they go down the main road here. Let's see, it's called Busenstrafe West. So you're going to want to just stay just above the main line there. Get yourself a overlooking apartment building to stand in, because those werewolves, when they come for you, they're really dangerous. Okay, so but it comes right down the street. They head south from the north to the south, and you watch them youngsters. They get chased by them werewolves. It's just make sure you have your videotaker and your photographer. You take yourself some good pictures of that. I mean, it is quite amazing. I'll tell you that much. Now, do you have another question?
No. Give you next fact, bro.
I'm on our tour here. Sorry for the little detour on that, but that's something that come a little bit later tonight during the full moon. It happens about once every month. Now, if you look over towards the lake here, what we like to call the sea, the Oceania Sea. Now, if you like to look at it, and if you wonder why it's all blue as it is, it's because we don't like the color green when you're here.
I have a question.
Yes, you with the curly hair, the one that looks like a female but probably isn't.
Oh, thank you. I hear that the sea is actually spelled with 2 E's, and that the lake is blue in color because of the jello that they dumped in there that you have to eat with a ladle.
Well, that's true too, but you don't do that until the day after the werewolf races. So it'll once all that's in there, that's when you're going to start eating all that with a ladle. Did you all bring your ladles with you?
Yeah, I brought my ladle.
Oh, perfect. So if you forgot to bring your ladle, they got shops all over the place where you can buy your ladle. And heck, you might as well buy a couple for your family members at home that didn't get the chance to come and say, we ate the jello from the Oceania Sea with 2 E's.
With 2 E's.
Great question. Now, let's go on over and say, back to these mountains over here. During the winter, there's a great bobsled run that they do. And I think everybody here will, y'all know what bobsledding is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was when you know how that started. It's because 2 guys, named Bob, decided that they wanted to race each other and down the hill during the winter. And before they had them nice, fancy sleds, all they had was a little, saucer plate that they used, and they just rode on it. It just became such a fun little sport that they did. And anyway, I don't know why I went off on that one, but yeah.
I've got a question. Sir.
Yes, you with the mustache. You kind of remind me of a stranger that's probably a stranger danger. You get that all the time, I'm sure.
Where are you from? You don't seem like you're from here. Your accent doesn't seem the Austrian type. Are you from around here?
Are we in Austria? Holy shoot, dang. I've been crap there. Well, they just hired me from the other day and told me to run this tour guide. So I'm my whereabouts. I'm from here. I'm from there. I picked up an accent from here and there. As a matter of fact, usually, what's that?
You don't say.
Don't say.
Okay, yeah, you don't. So I appreciate if you just if you shut up. On the tour here. Now you see some of these buildings. These buildings are so they're so ancient, but so I don't know. They just make you feel alive.
All right.
Well done.
I don't know what to go with. You
Why
get.
don't you just shut up?
That's good.
You just sit down and shut the freak right up.
All right.
I was trying to that's hard. You got to come up with the most random stuff. I was like these bed and breakfast.
Here you were at the very beginning. You're like, I don't know about those answers.
I think you did. I think you
did a good job. It was fun.
Well, that's going to be later on tonight. You're going to make sure you got your video camera because when those youngsters start running.
That was good.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is fun.
We are not going to be allowed there.
Yeah. So we are going to.
We're going to get there. Werewolves.
Yeah.
We're going to Yagashima.
Yagashima.
AOGISHIMA. AOGASHIMA island in the Pacific Ocean.
It is a volcanic Japanese island in the Philippine Sea.
Ooh.
The island is administered by Tokyo.
Spoilers.
I've got ammo.
I mean.
All right.
Well, that was fun though. I'll tell you that much. That was a lot of fun.
I'll tell you that much right now.
I'll tell you right now. That was great.
Man, there's not a whole lot to go off of.
Are you kidding me? There's tons of stuff here.
Nothing. I'm gonna hit random again.
No.
Where are you starting our tour here? Where are we starting?
Shinto Shrine.
Ooh, the Shinto Shrine?
That's a Shinto Shrine.
All right, let me get my
Shinto Shrine.
It's right in the middle.
Hey, Shinto Shrine, right in the middle. Right in the middle there.
Oh my gosh, you do your best to just alienate all of our listeners.
I know that went from Japanese to Irish real fast.
That was like your pirate.
You could do Azumaya.
That was like your Captain Briggsy.
What's there? Zoom in there. It's a shack. Oh, totally.
Azumaya.
Yeah. Let's see what that is.
All right. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Yagashima Island in the Pacific. I see there's only a few of us here, and that's a good reason because we're not, by all accounts, allowed in the Shinto Shrine. This is where most of the rice that's grown in all of Japan comes from the caves underneath the Shinto Shrine here. Shinto was named when they first discovered the cave here underground.
Quick question for you. I heard that I'm just a local. No, not from this area, but from the other island over. I heard the Shinto shrine there. They used to do blood rituals down there to ferment the rice really well. Is that true?
It wasn't ferment the rice. You're thinking of sake, which is fermented rice, but it was to make the rice more fertile. There's such a small place right here, and we're providing rice for all Japan. So we need all the blood we can get to make it as fertile as possible. Makes digesting the rice a little bit easier if it grew from something that was more organic, such as blood from a human, we'll say. But as I was saying, if we keep our voices down so we don't get caught, we're
It's not supposed to be in here. But Shinto was actually named when they found the cave, and somebody hit their shin on somebody else's toe. So they created a shrine right here, as you can see. So if you notice, we're up on the top of this hill here, and there's all these little lines that go down in between the trees. Those lines going down in between the trees are individual property lines for the geishas that live here on the island.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I had a question.
Uh-huh.
Is it true?
You speak up a little bit, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it true?
No, not too loud. Too loud.
Is it true that that every rainfall that happens here, that the poison dart frogs are licked by all the locals?
It's true to a certain extent. You have to be careful. If you don't lick the frogs, the poison dart frogs, immediately after the rain falls, you're actually licking the poison, not the water. But this being an island, the only place to get fresh water is from the rainfall, and you get double water points by licking it straight off the poison dart frog. Double water points, and you have to imagine in a place like this in the middle of the ocean, it's pretty important. I'm glad to bring up the water. The only other water on the island is up here by the Oyama Observatory Park entrance. There's a water treatment plant up there. You can see it's a lighter shade of blue up on the top of the side of the mountain, I think that is. I'm trying to get my fancy computer here to work. But as you can see, that's the only the water holding place. But it's not doing so great right now, which is unfortunate for all the residents that live here. They're not going to be able to get any fresh water to drink. There's no rain in the forecast for a number of days.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that the formation of this island, it used to be flat, but when the aliens flew over, they dropped one of their Boeing bombs and it hit the land? It kind of bubbled everything up, and that's why you have the outer ridge. And like a water droplet, when it hits the water, another droplet gets shot back up and lands again. That's why you got a smaller one on the inside. Is that what happened here?
It wasn't a UFO. It was a it was maybe I try again so we cut that part out. You're absolutely correct. It was a giant.
You're absolutely correct.
BOWD is what we called BAWD. Big water drop is what caused the formation of this island. God himself said he was mad at the ocean and cried one tear, and that's where Shinto Shrine lies. So that's gonna do it for us out here at Aogashima Island. The police are here to escort me away, and if you could let my family know that I'm out here on the island, I'd be much obliged to you. Have a wonderful rest of your trip, folks.
Oh, that was good.
Big old water drop, huh?
Big old water drop. Big A water drop.
Yeah, bald. You get that bald out there. Big A water drop.
Right. So, since we've all gone through one turn of it all, do we want to randomize it and then do it the way that they're talking? Like, if somebody can't handle it, we vote on it, and then if it's no good, then we move on.
Let's try and do that. I want to see if we can get the bogus answers.
Mayonnaise rocks.
If it's not,
you know how mayonnaise is there. You got the mayonnaise.
The mayonnaise route.
See,
so the way that I was doing
at that point,
I think everybody got that feeling was like you have to present one of your own facts in the interim between somebody else asking a question. So it's always a 1-for-1, a tit for tat. Does that make sense? That's what I was pretty much doing on my end, like having people do. So everybody gives basically 6 facts of sorts. Like that's how. I mean, did anybody else notice that that's what we did?
I guess, yeah, because we did our first. Because I had my 3 stats, and then
went
off of your guys's. That's
true. You do your 3 owed, and then you do 3 responses to people. Okay. But I mean, that's not how it'll be now. I found that interesting.
Okay.
I think that worked out pretty well.
Do we want to just hit the rando and then
Hit the
roll
rando
to see who
Yeah,
starts?
so we'll try out this other one here and see if we can do it the other way.
So I guess here's what we can do. Let's roll to see who goes first.
Highest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got 16.
4.
13.
17.
Okay, so Reid, here's what I think. You get 2 mulligans, but you can never go back. So we can hit the rando, and if you don't like where it is, you can mulligan. And if you don't like that one, you can mulligan, but you have to stick with the final one.
Okay.
And you can't go backwards either.
Okay, let's do it.
All
Okay.
right. The country of Central African Republic.
So somewhere inside of the Central African Republic.
Central African Republic. Just pick up Wikipedia on that one.
You wanna take that one, or you wanna hit the random again?
I'll try this one. Yeah, I'll try it.
Where are you going?
No,
The
we're doing-
whole Central
no,
African Republic.
Central African Republic. That's it.
The whole tour. Welcome to our national tour.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
All right.
And what are we supposed to be doing exactly?
You're just tourist of Central
Hold
African
on.
Republic.
I just realized this. Since we're all taking turns in this place, should we all get the choice of a mulligan?
Oh, so I see what we're.
So, because we're all going to take turns, possibly, then all of us have the chance to mulligan. Does that make sense? Is that
Yeah.
agreed upon?
Yeah.
Okay, so is everybody down for the Central African Republic?
If we're using our mulligans now, I want to do a more specific
Okay.
place.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Louter.
Sorry, Central African Republic.
Maybe next time. Lauter, Lauter, is a river in Germany.
In France. It's the barrier. Oh, it goes between Germany and France. That's interesting. So it flows all the way down to France.
So the Rhine, essentially.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Rhine is like the Lauter. The
the
Lauter
Lauter
almost looks like a canal, like a man-made
it's
canal
like a canal off of the
off
Rhine.
the Rhine.
Interesting.
Well, I got louder Germany, so
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah. That's right.
Lauter.
It's right back to Newburgh and just Berg
Lauterborg
and
Berg
Stixworth.
Stixworth.
Now, are we doing the? Now, here's the question that I have. Since this is on, are we doing the whole river? Is that what it is? Like, are we doing the Rhine, or are we doing Lauter?
We do
Yeah,
the
see,
Rhine.
I got a
I think
highway.
the Rhine-
I got a town.
Let's
I
do the
think,
Rhine
I
River.
think the Rhine would be more appropriate
Okay.
if that's what we're going to be. Everybody down with this?
Okay, so it's not louder Germany, then it's
Yeah, we're just
Lauter.
doing the Rhine River.
It's right off of, because you said the Lauter River, and that's what we were going off of.
Yeah.
That's what I was going off of anyway.
Yeah, so if you just type in the Rhine River. Rhine River.
Between the Biden and Württemberg.
Baden-Württemberg.
Yeah.
Stixworth. Hagenbach.
Cool.
Bremen.
Is this what we're going to do? We're going to do the river?
John, you good with the
Sure,
river?
yeah.
You want to hit the mulligan?
No, I'm good on the Rhine River.
Reid?
All right, Reid.
Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with the Rhine.
Okay. We'll take it away, sir.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Rhine River. I hope you enjoy your tour today. So, we are going to go down the river. You have to go down the river because going up the river is a little more difficult for the rest of us. As we're going, please no flash photography because some of the wild creatures along the side here are not going to like it, namely myself. Now, as we're going down the Rhine River here, you'll notice a bunch of the buildings here. They look sweet and lovely to the eye here. Now that's not natural. That was done by lots of people says the hands of the gods, but I like to say that it was probably because we had some pristine architects that came through the way.
Excuse me, sir. I had a question.
Yeah, you in the front row.
I heard that in this certain area over here, that most of the fish are actually wind-up fake toys that the people use because they were depressed about all the lack of fish in the water.
Yeah, that's a little true. There's a little truth to that. It wasn't that they were depressed. It was more that their kids couldn't think of anything else to do with their time, and so they decided to go ahead and wind up their little toys and just play with them in the river. They were the ones playing, not the adults.
Okay.
So now you guys have to vote.
Was that answer
satisfactory enough?
I think you dodged it gracefully.
Yeah, I think that was good.
all right?
2 out of 3. Alright, so we'll continue with the tour. As we go down the Rhine River, you'll notice that there's some water that's here, but most of this water actually comes from
I got a question.
Oh yes, you.
Earlier in the tour, you're talking.
No, sorry, not you. The other person next to you.
This is my wife. Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, you, sir.
Earlier in the it's ma'am.
Oh, Fraulein, excuse me.
It's ma'am, not Fraulein. It's ma'am. Earlier in the tour, you were talking about buildings being pristine and maybe the gods had done them. I just want to know if you meant God, not gods. There's only one.
Oh my gosh! What is it? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Well, like I was saying, these buildings were built back in centuries and centuries ago when people believed that there were multiple gods. Like in the time of the Romans. That's when the time these buildings were built.
Gosh.
And that's why we say gods.
I don't know about Rome. We don't have any of that in America.
We're not in America, sir. You Americans. It's almost as if someone drops a bomb on this, no?
Oh my gosh!
Well, right. Go ahead and vote on my questions. On my answer to that. Jeez. Loaded question that was.
Yeah, right?
I don't know if there was a way to dodge that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I think
Could you tell
Jacob's
me, is there one true God on this floor?
Don't you know?
Fair question.
Okay, fine. Well, fine. Take over, tour guide.
Yeah. Tour guide.
Excuse me,
what?
Fraulein.
So do I take over in that person's voice?
Oh, you take over yourself.
No, you take over you.
Okay, then. Welcome back to this tour. So a lot of people don't know this, but going up and down the Rhine River, there are these little outlets called relax zones. People come from all over the cities lining the rivers to just relax. They just sit and they just float down, and a lot of times you don't know how far down you're going to float before you get to another city, and wherever you hop out, that's where you live now. A lot of people don't know that. Kind of a fun little tradition we've got here. So that's why more people live downstream the Rhine River than upstream the Rhine River.
Excuse me, sir. I thought I heard differently somewhere. I thought I read in a book that it was true that the relax zones are actually where people come to relax the bladders of their overswollen cats that have been water sodden from the river.
That would be the relaxin zones, which are that's German for relax zones. You only find those on the German side of the river for those cat relief stations. or Katzenreliefenstations.
As it were.
Good enough for me. I think that was a good response.
Yeah.
But continuing down, you've got all these little curvies that come off the river. All these curvies. And these curvies are where industry happens.
Uh-huh.
And
would you say Industrophen?
Industrophen would be the German for industry. And but these industry pockets are where these industrial revolutions happen all throughout the French and German history. Very rich. 1940, 1941 especially.
I heard from a TED Talk that it wasn't during that period of time. I thought they said it was more a little bit later in life. You know, like when it wasn't the war. You know, when the age of technology was getting bigger, sometime around the 90s. Why was it the war?
Well, the war was a catalyst for a number of different things, especially on the German side of the river.
Only the German side?
Well, I suppose the French side, there's quite a few changes on the French side too. But as you see here in these industry pockets, that's where all the forces would gather before. So you are correct in assuming the fact that the 90s have seen their fair share. It's almost the technological equivalent of these industry pockets, but be technologia poquetos, as the Germans would say.
I got a question.
Well, we want
to do the vote first, right?
Yeah.
I'll vote for it. It sounded legit.
Yeah. Okay. I got a question about your curvies.
Yeah. Industry pockets, I think is the technical term.
Yeah, I heard they were dug out by gummy bears that had cheese graters.
Gummy bears is a pretty racially unsavvy term for the hardworking men and women that did to feed their families. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. I thought the strawberry gummy bears were pretty yummy.
So I'm going to have to ask you to step off my boat.
Isn't the proper term gummy baron?
Gummy baron.
What about them cheese graters?
It'd be Kaizen graters. The cheese grater part of that myth is true, but folks around here don't prefer to be called gummy bears.
Isn't it gummy baron?
You look around yourself, and they're people just like you and me, sir.
Except for they're all chubby around, 6 feet tall and gummy.
That was okay. I think you got a little too tripped up, though. I really enjoyed the beginning. You were on a good start of people around here don't like.
Got tripped up.
Yeah.
With the cheese grater, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, John.
So as we continue our tour down the river, you'll notice that both sides of the canal are quite parallel. This is due to the fact that the giant machine they used was mostly just someone's big giant toe that fell off. They used it to dig the trench.
Oh, I see someone's got a question.
Yeah, I heard that they used that part of the area. They also, on the banks of the river there, they grew their sauerkraut because that toe was also a big help for growing that sauerkraut. Can you go into further detail on that for me?
Oh yes, the toe jam that fell off acted as a good fertilizer, and all the nutrients that came from that helped grow all the plants on the side of the banks of the river. Thank you for the good question. So, as we continue downstream here, you'll notice all the different valleys and all the different towns and everything. And they all came through as everyone decided to migrate north against the river, and they had a really hard time paddling, so they had to stop every once in a while, and that's where a new settlement came from. So that's why you have all these towns and villages along the sides of the river.
So the weaker people are at the bottom?
Oh, very, very observant of you. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me. I was wondering. I mean, you spoke of the boats, and was it true that those boats were child panda powered?
Oh, yes. So what would happen is the children would whip the pandas, and the pandas would growl and then run, and that powered a little slime machine underneath of them. And as they walked, it turned the wheels and the paddles, and it moved the boat forward. And that was a very advantageous thing until the late 1990s, in which case they developed steam power, and that's what we use today.
In the 1990s.
That technological advance.
Industrial Hoffens.
I think that was a good one. I like the response to that.
I buy off on that.
1990s, you say? Oh.
Let's continue with the tour, shall we?
So as we can see to the south here, we're getting closer to Deutschland, and that is a great place next to Plitzeldorf. And yeah, there's a nice little crossing above, and this bridge is a fantastic bridge. It's made by the fingernails of all those people that worked with that giant toe in digging the canal. So they can... yes, you got a question there.
My grandfather was born in the 1990s, and his fingernails are part of that bridge.
Oh, you must be so proud of him for his contribution. It is just a magnificent bridge, isn't it?
I'm wondering if you have a record to know exactly which fingernails are his.
Now, they say that there is a great drawing somewhere hidden within the bridge itself that nobody has ever found, but there is a saying that could be inside, and yes, there is a record somewhere. How you would get in to look for it, I do not know that. But thank you for the honest question.
Is Kutzman?
I'm all right. I'm all right with that. This is good enough for me. Good enough for my grandfather.
Born in the 90s.
I don't know. Is that it then, or what?
Yeah. I mean, I think we've beaten this dead Horschen.
Dead and Horschen.
This dead and Horschen here. Oh god,
it's a pretty fun game.
Tot Verde. So yeah, thanks for going on this trip around the world with us.
Our BS tour.
Maybe next time we should do things we know a little bit more about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Reid,
we have to apologize for butchering all the names of the places we talked about.
Yeah.
Anything that we
You
said,
going into
we
D5,
apologize for it all.
You knew that's what D5 was all about.
It's part of our mission statement.
Suck it.
So Reid, scale of 1 to 5 stars, what would you give BS Tourguide?
With how much fun I had on that, I'm giving it a 4.25. I was laughing a lot. I had a good time with it, so I'll give it a 4.25.
Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable.
John?
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 4.5 out of that. 4.5.
Okay.
Everybody, a lot of it went really smooth actually. Like it wasn't a whole lot of pause time. It was actually a lot of good quality laughing, giggling, and playing.
Jakers?
Yeah, I had a really good time with it. I'd probably say 4.5, but I only got to go once, so it gets me a negative 0.5 winch complaint.
All right, so we're gonna go to Kojima.
Too late. It's too late. We're done.
No, we still got 6 minutes. You can be our tour guide for one more time.
One more time.
That's it. That I get on and whinge about.
5.5 minutes.
Hold on. Also, like, we did get Jacob screwed us up anyway. We have to get rid of some stuff because of his whole bombshell that he dropped.
Heyo.
If it was a true complaint. Everybody's wearing face shields.
It's so weird.
Anyways. So, yeah.
So
it was really enjoyable. What about you?
Those last tables.
No, I really enjoyed the voices. Everybody, I think, had pretty good tour guide voices. I'm gonna give it 3.75 stars, 3 3/4, with potential for another half star. I think if we played a little bit more beforehand, I guess a little bit at all, and just got a feel for it, then it would have been a little bit easier. But I think if we played it more, then it would be. I think there's potential for it. Is what I'm saying. Anyways, so that's gonna do it for us for this week. Be sure to tune in next time for a little bit more, and we're signing off.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Bye, y'all.
D5.